Everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. This is Gina. New reporting is coming out about a lawsuit that apparently was filed in January of this year. It was another Jane Doe who filed a lawsuit against both Jeffrey Epstein's estate or Jeffrey Epstein, I should say, and Ghislaine Maxwell. In it, she provides yet another link between Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. So the woman alleges that she met Epstein and Maxwell in the 1990s when she was 13 years old, while she was a vocal student at the Interlochen Arts Camp in Michigan. She claims that Epstein and Maxwell groomed her by taking her shopping and to the movies, and they frequently made sexual references. So this Jane Doe alleges that Epstein first abused her in 1994 by pulling her onto his lap and masturbating, and he apparently encouraged her to wear children's underwear. So just another look into his sick mind and depravity. The abuse and assaults allegedly continued for several years after that, though, and Epstein then forcefully raped her for the first time in 1997 when she was still a virgin. And she was 17 years old at that time. So Doe claims that Epstein continued to he raped her several times after that, and that Maxwell was often there. She was often present when the abuse and assaults occurred. And as part of her lawsuit, she stated that Epstein introduced her to Trump in 1995 when she was just 14 years old. So as she explained it in the lawsuit, she was with Epstein. He took her to Mar-a-Lago and essentially paraded her in front of Trump and then elbowed him and said, quote, "This is a good one, right?" Apparently, according to Jane Doe, she said that Trump smiled and nodded, and then he and Epstein began to laugh. So while the lawsuit doesn't allege that Trump took part in any abuse or abused her in any way, as any of you who've been following my show know, there is another lawsuit from 2016 that does name Trump specifically and say that he raped her multiple times and beat her and threatened her at Epstein's New York mansion. Also, it's important to point out that Trump has praised Epstein. In 2002, he was interviewed by New York Magazine, and he told them, quote, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." And of course, there's the infamous video where Trump can be seen partying with Epstein at Mar-a-Lago, and they're ogling and objectifying women. Him doing his white man overbite, which I'll never be able to get out of my brain. It's like I gotta disinfect it. And then, more recently, as everybody knows, he sent well wishes to Ghislaine Maxwell after she was arrested. And when Jonathan Swan, who was interviewing him, pressed him on this very strange reaction and his well wishes to her arrest, and he reminded Trump what she's accused of. And his response was, "So what?" I mean, I don't know how much more clear it can get. He defends and talks up and lauds the most vile people on earth. He also defended the well wishes by saying, quote, "And I do wish her well. I'm not looking for anything bad for her. I'm not looking bad for anybody." Really? Really? Is that why he attacks people like Colin Kaepernick for kneeling, for simply trying to bring awareness to police brutality in our country? He referred to Kaepernick and others as SOBs. I mean, so them kneeling, them not hurting a single person, them actually trying to help people for no other reason than they just give a shit. Not because they're going to get something out of it, which is the only way that Trump would ever do something, but because they actually care about something other than themselves. I mean, I get that Trump can't fathom that concept of actually caring about something other than yourself or money. But, he gives these racist and insulting nicknames to people. He calls these people SOBs. He recently refused to attend services for civil rights icon John Lewis, and he refused to say not even a single nice word about him just because Lewis didn't attend his inauguration. I mean, Trump is as petty can be. And we all know this. But even if he wasn't, why would anyone in their right mind wish her well? I mean, unless, of course, you're guilty of taking part in Epstein and Maxwell's debauchery and their depravity. I mean, what other reason would there be? It's pretty damn obvious. It's obvious he's sending her signals. These are the same signals he sent to Manafort and Flynn and Roger Stone. He's sending a message, keep your mouth shut about me, about what I did, and I'll take care of you. It's just beyond comprehension that we have a president of the United States who is most likely a pedophile, most likely, allegedly, according to Jane Doe, who filed her case in 2016. And everybody points to the fact that Trump kicked Epstein out of his club because Epstein was a member at Mar-a-Lago. And everyone points to that. Everyone says, well, Trump kicked him out because he hit on one of the members' daughters. So what does that prove? That just proves that, hey, I don't want you bringing this stuff to my doorstep. Don't get people looking at me. I mean, it doesn't prove that he's against or opposed to what Epstein was doing. It just proves that he didn't want it coming to him. He didn't want anyone connecting him and Epstein. And then, there's conflicting stories too, that really their falling out had to do with a property that they were both bidding on, and that Trump got pissed off because Epstein started bidding on the same property. And I believe Epstein got the property. So that's it, guys. As always, like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.